Good morning, children. Today we are going to see our lesson number 3, which is matter. We have already seen the introduction in our physics. This is the same portion which will be handling in chemistry, but with a little more portion which will be in the second part of the lesson. Now in the first part, it is the same thing which you have learned in your physics. Okay, so I will be a bit fast. It will be like revising only for you. What is matter? We already know anything that has mass or weight is called matter. Then anything that occupies space is also called as matter. So anything that has mass or weight, and then anything that occupies space, then matter is made up of atoms and molecules. Example, you have air, food, furniture. And exceptions of matter we already know, sound and light, because sound and light don't have weight or they do not occupy space. Right? Now we are going to the second one. What is the properties of the matter? The first point, matter has mass. Yes, anything that has weight or mass only is called matter. So the matter should have mass. See, in the examples I have given, we have the fruits or anything which we are placing on the weighing scale. The weighing scale should move, the red needle should move, then only it will show that it has mass. Anything that has mass is called as matter. So the first property is anything that is, it should have mass. Then it should occupy space. That is, the matter should occupy space. Examples we have seen, blowing the air into the balloon, or you are putting the marbles inside the water level. Yes. Now we are going to see the composition of matter. It is the atoms and molecules that the matter is made up of. Now what is an atom? Atom is the building block of matter. It is the smallest particle which is made up of, that is, the substance is made up of. Then it is the basic unit of the element and it retains the properties of the element. So atom is the building block of matter, smallest particle of the matter, the basic unit of an element. It retains the properties of the element. Coming to the compounds, or before that we coming to the molecules. Is two or more atoms combine to form a molecule. They are formed by the same atoms or of the different atoms. Example, we have oxygen molecule and the one is the water molecule. Oxygen molecule, both the atoms are of oxygen, and in the water molecule, one oxygen atom is combining with two hydrogen atoms. Okay. Now, what are the differences between atoms and molecules? Atoms, the building blocks of matter, the basic unit of an element, and which retains the properties of the element. Here, molecules, two or more atoms combined, and it is either formed by the atoms of the same elements or different elements. Example, it is shown in the diagram. Helium, it is an atom. Two hydrogen atoms combine together form the molecule, and if it is hydrogen, combined with one oxygen, it will form a compound. That is the atoms of different elements will form a compound. When the atoms of the same element are combined, they form a molecule. That is where these elements are coming. Elements and compounds. Elements, the substances, are made up of the same kind of atoms. Then compounds, substances that are made up of different kinds of atoms. Every element has its own properties, whereas the compound properties are different from that of the elements. Example, you have salt water for compounds, and for elements you have oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, etc. So what are elements and compounds? We have already seen these two differences, atoms and molecules and elements and compounds. These are very, very important. Coming to the intermolecular distance, we know that the molecules are arranged inside the matter in a specific manner. It can be close or apart or far apart, or that is, it can be close or it can have large distance. So the distance between the molecules of a substance is called as intermolecular distance. The distance between the molecules of a substance is called as intermolecular distance. Now we are going to see the intermolecular force. The molecular force of attraction between the two molecules. The force of attraction between the two molecules is called as intermolecular force. So when the force is more, that means the distance is less. As if they are close, very close, then the force is more. Yes, if they are very far, then the force is less. Yes, so that is the intermolecular force is more when the intermolecular distance is less. So the definition for intermolecular force is the force of attraction between any two molecules. Coming to the three states of matter, we have solids, we have liquids, and we have the gases. What are the things? Look at the things around us. We have milk, we have coke, we have the balloons. We can segregate them. Segregate them means we can separate them into solids, liquids, and gases. Milk is a liquid. Coke or the juice is a liquid. Bell is a solid. Balloons, it is full of gas. Pear or the apple, it is solid, so it is coming under solid state. Books, it is also a solid. Hot air balloon, so the air is a gas, so that is under gas. The pen is a solid. So anything around us can be grouped under any of the three states of matter. Either it can be a solid, or it can be liquid, or it can be gas. Now we already know what are the three states of matter. Now what is a solid? A substance which has a definite shape and volume is called solid. They are hard, rigid, and so they are not compressible. We cannot compress a solid. Then we can change the shape only by applying the force. Force should be heavy to change its shape. So the substance with a definite shape and volume is called solid. They are hard and rigid and they are not compressible. What are the examples of solids? We have anything. You can give a example like chair, your bag, your car, tree, anything. Now we are going to see how the molecules are arranged in solids or why solids are rigid. So, in solids, the molecules are very closely or tightly packed. That means the distance between them is very, very less. This is why the solids are rigid. Solids are rigid. So, this gives the rigid shape to the solids. Yes, so when the molecules are very closely packed, the intermolecular force is also very strong. So this is giving this property, the rigidity to the solid. Now coming to the properties of the solids, they have definite shape, they have definite size, the molecules are closely packed, and the solids are not compressible easily. You have the example as wood iron bar. Examples you can show, we can see from the pictures also. So solids, they have a definite shape, definite size, they are not compressible, they are very rigid, and the molecules are closely packed. Coming to what is a liquid? A liquid is a substance that has a definite volume but does not have a definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. They are less hard or rigid and hence they can be compressed to some level. So, what is a liquid? A liquid is a substance that has a definite volume but no definite shape. So, it takes the shape of the container. They are less hard or rigid and they can be compressed to some level. Now, the examples: milk, water, oil, juice, vinegar, anything you can add as an example. How are the molecules arranged in liquids, or why liquids can flow? The molecules in the liquids are loosely packed. That is, there is some space between them so they can move easily. Hence, the liquids can flow. The intermolecular distance is more in liquids than in solids. The intermolecular force is weak. The distance increases, so the force is weak. This will enable the liquid to be compressed to certain extent. You can compress, no? So that is because there is some space between the molecules and the force of attraction is also weak. So in liquids the molecules are loosely packed and they can move easily. This is why the liquids flow also. Now coming to what is diffusion. The movement of the molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. That is why they diffuse. They flow, so they diffuse. The liquids flow, so they diffuse. Example, you have take a drop of ink and you put it into a glass of water. It spreads uniformly and the water turns blue. You cannot differentiate what is ink and what is water. So, the movement of the molecules from the region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. This is called diffusion. Now, what are the properties of the liquids? They have definite volume. They don't have a definite shape. The molecules are loosely bound. They are slightly compressible and they flow from a higher level to a lower level. We repeat the properties again. They have definite volume. Liquids have definite volume. Liquids do not have a definite shape. The molecules are loosely bound in liquids. Liquids are slightly compressible and the liquids flow from a higher level to a lower level. Example, water, oil, milk. Now, what is a gas? A substance that neither has a definite shape nor a definite volume. It does not have a shape or volume, so that is why it is called gas. And it can easily diffuse from one region to another. That is, it can move from one concentration to another concentration easily. And gases are highly compressible. Gases are highly compressible. Now, we are going to see the examples of gases. We have steam, oxygen, carbon dioxide, smog, helium. These are all the examples of gases. Now, how are the molecules arranged in the gas? In gases, the molecules are very loosely packed. That is, the distance between them is very large. So, the intermolecular force is very less. Intermolecular force is less. This makes them to move freely around in any direction. It makes them to diffuse rapidly. So, what is the reason? The reason is the molecules are very loosely packed and the distance between them is very high. So, the intermolecular force is very less. And then, because of all this, the gases are highly compressible. Highly compressible. Now, what are the properties of the gases? They have no definite shape, they have no definite volume, the molecules are loosely packed, gases are highly compressible, and they flow in all directions. That is, they have no definite shape, they have no definite volume, they are very loosely packed, the gases are highly compressible, and they flow in all directions. Example, you have air, water vapor, and uh, the fumes from the volcanoes, helium in the balloons. So this is what we've seen: the solids, the liquids and the gas. Look at the molecular structures, the molecules placed inside the raw solids, they're tightly packed. In the liquid there is some white space, that means they are bit loosely packed. And then in the gas there's lots of white space, that means there's lot of distance between the molecules. Yes. Then what are fluids? Fluids means the matter which can flow are called as fluids. That is, we have the liquids and gases. They flow from higher level to a lower level. So we both, these liquids and gases are, both of them are called as fluids. Yes, both of them are called fluids. Children, you have to go through all this topic once again, because this is the same topic which you will be learning in 7th standard also. One lesson is there, the same first lesson. The first lesson will be the same thing about matter. So the same topic we have already seen in physics. The same, what is the matter, the properties of the matter, the differences between atoms and molecules. Yes, then what are the three states of matter? Before that we have to see the intermolecular force. Then we saw the states of matter. So you have to go through all this slowly again. This is like revision, and then you have to do the homework. Okay, you have to do the homework and submit it to my individual WhatsApp number. See, an atom is the basic unit of what? Either an element or compound. The molecules of water are more uh, loosely or tightly packed than the molecules of oxygen. The intermolecular force is dash, it is stronger or weaker in gases. See, the water is a liquid and oxygen is a gas, so you have to be careful in writing the answer. Then the dash are the states of matter that can flow, and then dash can diffuse slowly, which solids or liquids. Okay, children, you have to go through the video slowly, revise it, because it's the same topic which I've learned in physics. Now we are going to learn in chemistry. So we have to learn all this, write the answers and send it to me.